Well, good morning, everyone. Today is February the 11th. My name is Mighty Stream, and I'm going to do your spiritual principle a day in a meditation. You can reach me at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. All right, hopefully you can see that. It is entitled Strategies for Optimism. Being spiritually awake, we can see the miracles that surround us, even when life is difficult. Living Clean, Chapter 7, Awakenings. Optimism is one of those spiritual principles that, perhaps too simplistically, gets merged with a personality trait. It's true that some of us easily see the positive side of things because that's who we are, but more of us are wired differently. For those of us who aren't born optimists, we can use optimism as a strategy to shift our perspective. It takes effort, sometimes enormous effort, to open our eyes to see life's bounty and beauty during dark times. To me, a member wrote, optimism means that even if I don't see a light at the end of the tunnel, I can keep checking to see if one appears. And the miracle is that it eventually does, even if it's tiny. Because we risk rejection and disappointment by doing so, it takes courage to keep peering into that darkness. Optimism can sometimes be found when we take a moment to look outside our own woes. When I can't discern discern the good in my own life, wrote another, I look at someone else's. I see the road they've traveled and their transformation against all odds. Sometimes it takes one breath to shift my perspective. Other times, I need a crowbar. When we look only at ourselves, we're self-obsessed, obsessed with what was taken away from us or what we never had. Some of us find our optimism strategy in the simple benefit of the gratitude list, or it's allowing others to care for us in time of need rather than driving them away with our indulgence in, I got this, or poor me. Or it's prayer, an expression of trust in our higher power. Optimism alone can't save us from utter despair or self-destruction. We need perseverance, hope, and lots of gratitude. One addict put it like this: the only way to have what I want is to want what I have. I'm relieved I don't have to be an optimist to practice this principle. I will make every effort to see the miracles around me, or at least I can commit to finding strategies that help me to keep looking. Let's take a moment of silence, followed by the we version of Serenity Prayer. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Today is February the 11th, and no doubt you probably are, unless you work third shift or you're early riser, you may actually still be asleep. And when you wake up, you'll listen to this meditation as a part of your optimism, as a part of your recovery, as a part of positive outlook. You'll take the time to do your spiritual principle a day, or maybe it's your just for today. Maybe it's prayer. There's something that you're going to do. It's a routine that you actually have for starting your day. Some people don't get an opportunity to start their day, right? They're not on the wake up list. They didn't wake up. Their family will be grieving today. However, this is not your story. Hopefully, it doesn't end up to be your story. It's not your story now if you're listening. And that alone is an act of optimism. Reaching for something outside of yourself so that you can help feed your spirit, feed your mind, your heart, your energy, right? To do that alone is optimism. It is optimism at work. Now, you may not be an optimist. You may be like myself and have a tendency to think negatively, over analytical about things. I always want to know what are the possible options before I make a decision, which causes me to procrastinate the heck out of things. You may be like that. However, as you see, I keep showing up day after day after day with this little glimmer of hope that things can be better. And I speak positivity into my own life. I say, I'm going to have a great day regardless, because I know that my experience has shown me that when I get into the habit of speaking positively and I'm optimistic about things, even though it may be dark around me, that attraction alone brings more light to me, to my life, and those around. So, yeah, I wouldn't say that I'm naturally an optimist. I'm a trained optimist. And I would like for you to begin to think along those terms. What you're starting here by doing your meditation, add something else to it. Maybe it's a walk. Maybe it's a walk with your earbuds in and listening to it. Maybe it's going to the gym. Do something that is going to increase the light that you've already started. And your light will only get brighter and brighter and brighter. And you know what? There'll be dark days, but that light will be so bright that you've built up inside of you that just the residual effect alone will be enough to keep the darkness at bay and carry you through the day into light, joy, happiness, freedom, fellowship. The residual effect is something that you build up over time. Have you ever been outside in the sunlight, daylight, and you come into a building that's fairly dark, it's dimly lit? Your eyes take a long time to adjust to that. It doesn't happen instantly. And you can almost still feel and see the light that you've just left while you're entering into this dim room, right? Because it sticks with you. It's residual. It's residual light. And you can do that with your own life. You can build up your faith muscle, build up your optimism, continue to increase, adding more positivity. Maybe you want to go to school, add that. And just like myself, all these years of adding and increasing my light is very difficult for darkness to change my mind. Bad situations to change my mind about who I am and my purpose and my identity. And that is the residual light that I have been able to build up over time. That's what you're hearing. That's what you see is residual light from a lot of hard work and determination and optimism. I've enjoyed talking to you this morning. My name is Mighty Stream. I hope you have a beautiful day on purpose. As always, I know I intend to, and I believe that you can do the same. Talk to you soon.